Hello friends, in this video what we are going to look at is are we an overthinking species? So many of the students in civil services examination would have definitely faced this problem of overthinking. Or there is a saying in Tamil also, overthinking odambukku agadu. That means that if you are overthinking, then it is not good for your health. So colloquially we used to say like that. But have you ever thought that what is that which makes you overthink, or is it good, or how to stop that? Because many of the students, or many of us, see, including me, have battled this problem of how to stop this overthinking. Because when the brain goes into an overdrive, how do you stop that and convince your brain that, see, these are all normal things which happen? How do you do that? And that is what we will see in this video. So let us see if it is something which we have to be scared about, or whether it is something which is normal. So we will see that too in this video. So let us go into the video. So, are you an overthinker? And anyone in civil services examination, I think, is an overthinker. So we might, including the toppers also. See, they might not say, maybe some may have said this, but everyone in this examination, including the people who have cleared this examination, have gone through this overthinking. Whether I will clear this examination, whether the things which I am studying are enough for this examination, how am I going to set my career, or what is going to happen to my personal life? Because most of the time, when you come to civil services examination, your personal life goes to a toss. So how am I going to correct all these things? Whether I will become a important citizen in the country, or whether I'm going to fail. These kinds of thought, not you see, it may be a cliche to say that you are not the only person to go through. But I would again go to the same cliche, saying that everyone goes through this, including the toppers, including the people who are now in service, and everyone who has cleared this examination. I have seen them personally write this examination. I have seen them see, there is a saying, there is, in the sense that you look at the side when you have succeeded, but there is a side when you have tried also, and that time you would have all this overthinking. But you can ask a very clear thing, that whether this overthinking is important, or how to cut this overthinking. Because I have seen that people go for so many some yoga or something like that. See, anything, or some spiritual leaders will give you advices. But I am not a spiritual leader, or I am not a person who is going to say how to stop these things and things like that. Rather, I am a person who observes these things. Why such a thing happens? That is what my problem was. Why do we overthink, or why should we overthink this much in terms of stressing ourselves every day? And anthropology was my option, and anthropology gave me a sense of an insight into all these things. And if you think about it, what I understood from anthropology, or biology, or history was, we have always been, the human species has always been an overthinking species. We have never been a species which was calm and composed. We have always been overthinking. Overthinking has resulted in so many wars that we have fought. Overthinking has resulted in so many disputes, family disputes, marital disputes. And overthinking has also resulted in so many mythologies that we see. All the mythologies that you see today is a consequence of overthinking. And all these artists, many of the artists were overthinkers. They see, look at the mythological stories of Greece, India. See, these stories will be like a dream, and dreams are something which you have not when you're asleep. Rather, these dreams are something which you are having when you're wide awake. You are overthinking about this universe. You are thinking about how this planet came about. All this has created this curiosity, right? Without this curiosity, why would Einstein have gone for understanding the complexities of this universe and things like that? So this overthinking, I feel, that is what I feel. But this overthinking, people can say that, see, Einstein is a curious person and he has he has thought about all these stuff and he has resulted in giving this theory of general relativity. But what about the others? But others also, that is the point. The point is that we have never been a species, or we always have been a species who are scared and things like that. There was a time, or 1800s till then, there was a time when we were scared of thunders, or we were thinking that somebody was on the top of the sky and they were angry and they have given some warning to the people. That is what the meaning of thunder was. Everywhere, not in India or Europe or America, everywhere in this planet, people thought that thunder was something when somebody was angry and they were shouting and the lightning came, and this is the point which gave rise to so many mythologies. Indra was a thunder god. Same is the case with in Greece, Zeus is a thunder god, and you will have in X-Men Storm. So Halle Berry was a storm. In terms of, if you look at all these complexities, we have always had this complex thoughts in our mind, and these complex thoughts have resulted in our, if you see, Darwin would say that if something is not necessary for a life, that would be removed. But why does this overthinking persist in the population is that this overthinking had an evolutionary advantage that we have to accept it. Evolutionary advantage, what I am trying to say is that when let us assume that from the species when we were in the trees, when we are in the trees, see, jumping from one branch to other, you should overthink. Because one slip from the branch will make your legs or hands, or even you can die. Not hands and legs are going to be broken. You can even die. Your whole genetic lineage will go off. So this overthinking of jumping from one branch to the other was always ingrained in our gene. So this is a genetic trait that everybody has to have in order for them to protect. And if you see, there are so many others who are not overthinkers and stuff. They do their work and things. I agree to that. See, whenever I am saying everybody overthinks. But why does somebody not overthink is that they have a particular purpose. They channel it towards a particular purpose. That is the same thing which I said. Einstein was someone who had this creativity. He had this purpose of understanding and making this universe understandable in terms of principles. But if you are imagining only the complex or the thunder which is going to come and how it is going to affect us, or the god is unhappy and things like that, we are always going to be worried. And if you see very closely, if you study very closely history, the origin of religion or the origin of God, see, why does somebody create a person who is calculating your positives and negatives sitting in the cloud? That is a thing which humans have invented for us to believe that, see, if I do good things, then good things will happen. Bad things mean bad things will happen. It is going to satisfy your overthinking. This overthinking has resulted in the art, complexity, religion, and so many things, war. That is what I said. And so coming back to this point of us being overthinkers, it is a true fact. And especially civil services is an examination where you are finding your limbo states. Limbo state is a state where you will not be accepted in the previous zone or the next zone. You would be in center, and that state is something which you are in or we are in. For example, whatever anyone who is going through something, or he is thinking about or she is thinking about achieving a goal, they will be in that limbo state. See, once you achieve and once you are succeeding, you will go and work in the place in which you are. But till then, you will be in a state of limbo. And limbo state, if you look at Christopher Nolan's Inception movie, it's a state where you become old, you become alone, you will become very dry. In that movie, it is there. And that is what exactly happens to humans. It's a psychological state of being in a limbo. And civil services is such a state. When you are thinking about achieving a huge goal as becoming an IAS officer or an IPS officer, it is a state in which you have sacrificed yourself to become that. Before you cannot go back. You cannot go back to your college state and you cannot have fun, or you cannot go anywhere. You will be stuck in this limbo state with Lakshmikant or a geography and CRT or whichever book that is. And hence this overthinking will happen, because your DNA or the genetic makeup in your DNA is pushing you, is asking you questions, whether you are jumping from this branch to that branch, whether are you going to break your legs and hands, or are you going to really jump and go to that next stage? And this overthinking will always be there. This because it is a point of survival. It is in our DNA. You cannot give away this fact that you have to jump now, and you cannot be scared. You cannot think about that. But what I would say is that, that is the point. I started with this video saying that I am not a religious guru or someone to give you advice as to how to stop this overthinking and stuff like that. But I can tell you something about civil services examination. Now, yes, it is a true fact that you are going to jump from this branch to that branch, and you are in a state of limbo, and there will be so many confusions, and people would give you so many advices. Everyone comes and advises. This advice is something which I really hate also. And when I was preparing, people used to advise me left, center and right. Everyone, every day advice. I was thinking whether I was doing a correct thing or not because of these advices. But what I would suggest is that these overthinking will happen. But when you're jumping, the point is that when you're jumping, many may not go through that. Many may actually not be able to reach the next site. Even I did not reach that next site. And we may fall. Okay, we may fall, and we may break our hands and legs and things like that. But what I feel is that taking a chance, having a leap of faith, and going towards your goal, and in that process breaking your leg or hand, or having a scar of those times when you tried and you failed, I think these scars are more beautiful than any of the things which I have accumulated. Personally, it is a personal thing. That is the point which I said. It's a personal thing. Many of the things which we acquire in life, there will be so many things which we are going to acquire. We are going to acquire material things, people and stuff like that. But among those things, the most satisfying which I feel is that those scars which I see, of those failures and things, that has given me this strength of doing things which I would never have even imagined of doing things. So I hope you also go through that. Go through that. Once you go through that, it's not going to hurt you. We have all the resources of this point. At this point we have all the resources. We are no more scared about a thunder. We are no more scared about someone sitting in the clouds and making a notes of our plus and minus and having to go to hell or heaven. We are not that species anymore. And hence you have all your family, friends together. You are even the most tiniest coronavirus. Scientists have immediately found out what is that. No one was afraid or scared of that small microorganism. We were facing a war against that, but we were confident that we will beat that. So you are in a place like that. You are not in an old ancient civilization where we were scared of all these things. And hence now the scared part, or the part in which we will be scared, are these things that we do for our career, these things that we do for our personal life, these things that we do for our family. These are the things which are for your personal thing, your personal own your personal growth. How are you going to grow, or how are you going to become a better person? See, these are the things now we are going to be scared. We are not going to be scared about or overthinking about the environmental or the religious or so many other factors which actually compressed us so much. Now you have been liberated from that. Now you have been liberated and you are a positive person in that case. But we have still that same wired brain, the brain which helped us survive all those times. The same wiring is in that brain. You cannot remove that wiring now. And hence what I say is that these wirings will make you go through these overthinking, these periods of overthinking, of jumping from one place to another and having your legs or hands broken. And I would suggest go with that brain. Okay, go with that brain. It will take you to places. It has taken Einstein to what the magic that Einstein created this world. It has created so much of art and complexities. Van Gogh was one person who was a troubled. I read about Van Gogh recently. He was a troubled person. But look at the art that he has created. The art that he has created has come out of this trouble that he was going through in his mind. And it is not a bad thing. Like how people say, see, be always a positive person. How to be a positive person always? Be a chaotic person sometimes. Be a overthinking person sometimes. All these emotions are part of what we are as a species, as your body is built in the same way as it was built thousands of years ago. So go with that body. That body has helped you to be person right now. If you are sitting here watching or I am talking, that means that it has survived till now. Okay, it will survive. I'm very confident that it is going to survive. It is going to create magic. I hope I made this point clear. I hope this video was useful. Thank you for watching. All the best.